Hey, Mr. Tharman, thanks so much for joining us today. We're at the halfway point of your campaign. You've done a lot of campaigns so far in your life.
Right.
How does running a presidential campaign differ from the ones you've done so far?
Not fundamentally at all.
Yeah.
Campaigns about just meeting and interacting with people. I've always viewed campaigns as not about a 9-day period, but about just that whole months and years of interacting with people. You bring all of that with you when you enter a campaign.
Yeah.
And I'm just so privileged to having had decades of experience on the ground with people. And it hasn't been very different now. Singaporeans are just very friendly people, I find. They're warm. Some of them have difficulties and you find a way to help them, which they appreciate. But they're just very warm and friendly people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Hasn't been any different now compared to my past experience.
Has there been any interactions that you've had with Singaporeans in the last few days
Right.
that has stuck out to you?
I just met someone whom I met yesterday at another hawker center quite by chance.
Yeah.
She didn't know that we were going to be here. Jane met one of her former classmates from about 57 years ago.
Yeah.
Amazing. So Singapore's a small place and you meet friends whom you've known before and you just meet people who are just very friendly whom you haven't met before.
I've noticed that Mr. Tharman seems to be involved a lot more in your campaign than, let's say, the spouses or the partners of the other candidates. Run us through your thought process about that.
Because she's always been with me in Jurong and we are partners in life in every sense. We're intellectual partners, we're partners in our common interests, the arts, the music. We're partners in just thinking through how we can help the people we're working with, which we often spend a lot of time on.
Yeah.
And we are partners in the NGO which she runs, together with a group of really committed volunteers.
By the way, if you want to put the pineapple down, you don't have to finish the whole
Okay,
thing. You
no,
can
but it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, how does it, sweet or sour?
It's not fully ripe, but it's interesting. If it's too unripe, it'll have too much acid.
Yeah.
And not great for acid reflux. But this one is just right, I think.
That's good. Good to hear. I just wanted to run through some moments from your campaign so far. So this is from nomination day, when you came out to give your thank you speech. So maybe you can let us know what went through your mind when you walked out and you saw, quite a big crowd of supporters for yourself.
Well, the first thing I wanted to do is to thank my fellow candidates, and I also wanted to thank their supporters who'd been waiting in the sun a long time. At the end of the day, we're all Singaporeans participating in these presidential elections. No one knows who's going to win. And I really appreciated the fact that there were supporters who took their time to come and wait for a long time and who feel that they are part of this process.
Did it feel significant, this speech that you gave on that day?
It was different because it's not a political speech.
Yeah.
I'm not representing a party or a team from the same party. I'm there as an individual with a wonderful group of assenters, including my proposer and seconder, and I'm just so happy that we had that diverse group who each have convictions of their own about the future. And they were supporting me because they felt strongly about their own convictions about the future.
Yeah.
And that was important to me, that I chose individuals who had convictions about the future and not personal loyalty to me.
Next moment, it's you with your pineapple.
Right.
Can you tell us a bit about the pineapple? I mean, when did that decision to make that your symbol come about?
To be honest, we considered many symbols.
Yeah.
And we had an afternoon where we talked through all the different symbols. Some were birds, some were other fruits, some were flowers, and we actually went quite far in trying to design a particular flower, which I liked, which is a local flower. And then one of us, it might be myself actually, came up with the idea of a pineapple.
Okay.
Because it's just an attractive fruit. Singaporeans love pineapples. Rojak is one of the dishes that all Singaporeans love. And the pineapple is the key ingredient in rojak.
Yeah.
Pineapple tarts are looked forward to in all our celebrations. And of course, for the Chinese, it's got some additional symbolic value.
Yeah.
And particularly when you say Ong Lai
Yeah.
in Hokkien. But there are many reasons. We didn't want to read deeply into it. In fact, we agreed within 10 seconds amongst quite a large group of people of different ages that this was it. Let's go for the pineapple. Simple, easy to remember, attractive, likable.
The best ideas are always like that, I guess.
You're right.
So we've seen you receive a lot of pineapples on your walkabouts.
That's right. We received several today.
What are you going to do with all these pineapples?
We will share it with the volunteers.
Your volunteers aren't sick of pineapples yet?
Not yet. Not yet. Very hard to get sick of pineapples because you can do so many things with them.
Yeah, true.
You can even cook them.
I was on the ground that day at the on nomination day, and I mean, quite frankly, a lot of your supporters, they treat you like a rock star. The way that they were coming up to you with asking for selfies, they were so excited, to interact
We've
with
just
you.
known them very well for such a long time. And by the way, contrary to some narratives, they weren't from the PAP. These were just friends on the ground in Jurong whom we've known for a long time. Some are people we've helped, some are people who've helped others. They're just a wonderful group of people who came all the way because they wanted to support me.
You are a father, you're a husband, you're also a brother to your siblings. Which of these roles do you feel like you play the best?
I can't really say, but I think, Jane and I are together all the time. Our kids matter a lot to us. I owe a lot to my parents just for the moral upbringing, just for a certain ethic of frugality and simplicity and focus on doing whatever you're doing well. But we spend a lot of time with our kids as a family. So I can't say what I do best, honestly.
Has it been tough to spend time with your kids in the bustle of the campaign?
During the campaign, yes, but not generally in my life. We spend a lot of time together because there's always time at night. There's always time, sometime during the week, even if you're out at night quite often. There's always some time, and we do things together.
And obviously, you're a big fan of sports and a
Right.
sportsman yourself.
Right.
It's about half time in the campaign right now.
Right.
And normally, this is a time in sports games where people take stock. How would you rate the first half of your campaign? And what are the kind of tweaks you want to make in the second half?
Nothing in particular. Just carry on interacting with people as much as possible. Continue to show respect for the other candidates, whom I do respect. And just hope that I get the support from as many Singaporeans as possible. I'm not here because of myself. I'm here because of our future. And I feel very deeply about the future and the role that I can play to help Singapore and Singaporeans.
Is there a particular group of people that you feel like you need to reach out to more?
I don't go for too much analytics, frankly. I never have, in fact, all through the years. I don't go too much analytics. You can never tell whether it's the young, the middle-aged, the elderly, different groups. I just try to maximize outreach to everyone. I'm never analytical about elections. Just try to maximize your interactions, and most important, be yourself. You got to be yourself.
We have these fortune cookies here. So I'll let you pick one.
Okay.
Maybe you can open it up and you can see what your fortune is.
You will soon receive an offer you can't refuse. Well, that's, I think, very encouraging.
Yeah?
It's very encouraging. If I'm so lucky as to be elected president, it's not just about me not refusing it, but it'll be a huge privilege for me. And honestly, I hope it'll be a good thing for Singaporeans as well.
Thank you so much for joining us today. All the best for the second half of the campaign and on polling day as well.
Thank you.
What do you think about pineapple on pizza?
Not my favorite, because I find it a bit too sweet on pizza. So not my favorite. I like pineapple in rojak, where it goes together with the sharpness of the rojak and it offsets it. The sweetness offsets the sharpness that you must have in rojak as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think pineapple on pizza is a total abomination.
I never order pineapple on pizza.